Higdon Outdoors Television is brought to you by HEVI-SHOT, the industry leader in performance shot shell ammunition. Power Calls, unleash the power. Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting. Momarsh, hunt hard, hide easy.
What's up, guys? We've got a special episode for you this week. We're going to be hunting with Kelly Powers. Kelly Powers is not only the founder of Power Calls, but he's a world champion goose caller, champion of champion goose caller. Him and his brothers started a business together called Final Flight Outfitters, just south of Higdon Outdoors headquarters. They're a great family. Kelly's a great guy. There's not enough nice things I can say about him. He's one of those guys that when he calls, you better get there. He's a wealth of knowledge, so you better go hunting if he calls you. So join us. We're going to be hunting just south of Higdon Outdoors headquarters in Union City, Tennessee. We hope you enjoy it.
Man, I got started in waterfowl hunting, I guess, because of my granddad went out so much, you know, and it was kind of in his blood and his nature.
My dad loved to duck hunt, and I think that's where my boys get it from him instead of me, because he never missed a day. When I was real small, I had a pair of knee boots, and he'd put me on his back, and we'd go hunting. And every day I'd get so cold, I'd promise myself I'd never come back. Well, next day I was ready to go again. We lived just a little ways right up the road here on a dead-end road, milk cows. And my mother worked just like a man in the fields, and my dad would get up early and get the cows in and get her started milking, and he'd go duck hunting. Well, that lasted several years. Finally, one day it happened. She says, either we're gonna sell these cows or you gonna quit duck hunting and help me. And I mean, when my mother put her foot down, that was it. And he said, we'll just have a sale. So we got out of the dairy business right then. He really liked it, but I think my boys like it even more than he did. He'd be proud of those boys, he really would. I've got three boys, John and Trip and Kelly, and John Ed has always loved to hunt. I mean, when he was younger and all, and I never will forget, he used to tell me, Daddy, I'm going to Crockett hunting. He'd go to Crockett and hunt and kill him some ducks and then come on and make it to school. I said, as long as you make it to school on time, well, that's fine.
But as a kid, I was always fascinated by, you know, the birds and the migration. And actually, when I started college, I had a wildlife biology degree. And until I came to the realization that, okay, wait a minute, I'm not gonna get to hunt as much doing that as I would other stuff.
And then Trip didn't hunt as much probably early as John did.
Trip may have been more peer pressure than, that's what we always said. He was guilted into going as much, but he liked it and he would go.
Dad and John Ed and Kelly, all of us just hunted in our bottom here in a little small blind, and basically just a small cooker with charcoal and smoke running out of it. And, you know, to kill anything one day would be great.
But then Kelly, when he started, it was no end.
I was the youngest brother, you know, picked on and beat up and all that. And
he'll blow a call and we're like, man, you know, that sounds horrible, quit, you know, and that kind of stuff. But he's paying attention and all that, and, you know, we just didn't really realize how much he's really paying attention.
Years go down the road and we got older, I would be in the back eating breakfast or whatever, and I'd hear the blind door tap, Kelly, geese, come on, we need you, hurry, come on, you know, and wanting me to call. So it kind of flipped a little bit, but what those guys don't know is a lot of those life lessons I learned from them. And it may be little and they may not remember it, but man, all those little things add up to where it's major for me. You know, they've helped me tremendously. We've got full bodies, we got our duck floaters, 2 ice blasters, a bilge pump in case there's water in the pit. Hadn't hunted this pit all year, actually. Save it specifically just for these occasions. We come in before the big rain and snow that we had about 4 days ago and pumped it out and got it ready. Got a big snow. A lot of the geese in the area are all congregated on top of this pit last night. We come in and actually put ice blasters out yesterday afternoon at noon, and when there's 200 something Canadas and 200 specks and another 300 ducks sitting on top of the pit, they had their own open hole, so we just drove back out, didn't even mess with them, and got the other stuff this morning, just precautionary. It's about 22 degrees last night, so we might have to open up a little bit if they shifted on out in the middle. But other than that, we're ready to go. This is our pit. Look at that. Woo, boy.
the call industry has evolved. Years of research, a new scientific approach, and revolutionary materials have all led to this. The world's best calls designed by the world's best callers. Custom precision machined acrylic and carbon fiber calls. Titanium guts that are worn in and never wear out. Faster, louder, and more responsive tones than the world has ever heard. Power calls. Try one today and unleash the power.
Let the duck come. Here we go. Get ready. Kill him. Woo-hoo-hoo, good shot. Who was quick on the draw down there?
That'd be Cameron.
Cameron? Was that you? Quick on the draw.
Oh, I thought you said come.
I did. You were just quick. Shoot him. Shoot him, John Ed.
Shoot him, Braden. Shoot him, Braden.
All
Good
right,
shot,
good
B.
shot, John Braden.
One of you.
Good shot. Who shot that, John Braden or John Ed?
I shot the first one.
All right, good shot, John Braden. Kill it. Good shot.
That's heavy X.
Shoot him over top. Good job, guys. It's not just over out front, but it's an easy shot over top. Get him.
Get him. He's the only one that had him.
Get him. Hey.
What? I'm gonna tell you, if they'll go out there and feed and come back like that, it's on like a T-bone, buddy.
Get him. Good shot, Pops. That's a heavy X for sure.
We killed 5 out of that bunch.
Out front. Kill him. Little poke. Here we go. Watch this single right here. Right up front, guys. Shoot him over top, Pops. Cut him. There you go. Oh, heads up.
Black duck.
Catch him. It's a black duck.
Got a green head on my end, Landon.
Justin, John. Woohoo!
Telling you now, it's the best shell I've ever shot in my entire life. And I've shot the old heavy shot. I've shot all that. It is, and you're shooting it in I'm shooting it in a 3.5, 4 shot. That is, ooh, man.
Get him. You're in, John. Sorry.
He's out there.
Goodness gracious. That was a shot.
That duck, hey, and that duck fell dead. Over here, he was too far out for me. I mean,
The low one that I intended to shoot ended up getting out. They didn't see him on that end, and they shot a high one over top and killed him stone dead. Get him. Hey, John, let's get him a little heavier on the chatter. He ate that up a little bit. Get him. I got him.
oh, almost.
Hold tight, 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 sorry. Get him. Them are bonus. good to shoot some wood ducks. I love shooting mallards, but we need our scraps too. And they eat good as well. Leave the skin on them, fillet them out, throw them on the grill. Woo! Boone would be proud. Get him.
I had you back, Jack.
Here we go. Watch this. Single. Get him. I missed the drake. I missed. I flat out missed. That's embarrassing when you're over my shoulder, but I'll admit to it. Hey, I'll claim them when I hit them. I'll for sure claim them when I miss them.
Birds are picky, and when it comes to choosing the right blind, you should be too. At Momarsh, our waterfowling philosophy is simple. To have the most success, you need to be mobile, comfortable, and concealed. Whether it's shallow water, the field, or a spot for your best friend, Momarsh has you covered. Come see what the ducks can't. Hunt hard, hide easy. Momarsh.
Y'all would just come in. I may stay in here and call and not shoot and just let y'all shoot yours. Come on. Come on, bring them on. Get ready. Oh, good job, Pop. He's like, hey, I've waited long enough. Hey, shoot them out at 40. Don't wait till they get to 15 when they're coming in. Right here, watch this one. Get him. All right, guys, we're going to have to do a pickup. Yeah. Got a band. Somebody's going to be drawing. Look at there.
Oh, yeah. I killed that one. That's what he looked like. I thought he looked like that.
Yeah.
Those are probably the best shells I've ever shot in my entire life.
joke.
I killed one Friday, I promise you was 85, you know, flare duck. It's unbelievable. Now, and I shoot the heavy metal. I mainly shoot the heavy metal.
Look at that guy. All right, the two sons, all right? The long one gets the band.
He goes first.
Uh-oh. Ah, Cameron got it. Congrats. All right, you're next. I can shoot a wood duck. I'm just on my mallard limit. Get him. Get him. Good shooting, fellas. A nice wood duck drake. Another one for the pot to eat for dinner here tomorrow night. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get him. Good shot, guys. Here, right here, front to the gap, front left, front left. Let him come, let him come. Get ready, guys, get ready.
Calling nothing just straight up. Then his buddy comes with us.
Get him. Here we go, guys. My side, get ready. Right up front. Hope. He's all right, let him go. Get ready on the single. Get him. This is some good stuff right here, I'll tell you that. That's like, I mean, you can't let that happen. It's like you got one extra shell that don't fit in the box. Like you know, need a goose to fly over and to shoot it.
For 700 years, no one made a shot shell better than lead.
I like to do things that haven't been done before. So I got some guys together and we started HEVI-SHOT.
11 men in Sweet Home set out to make a shot shell better than steel and ended up making one better than lead.
If we didn't make the best shot shells in the world, we would keep going until we did.
More dense than lead, more lethal pellets on target, and made right here in America.
And it isn't any more complicated than that.
The 5G like a warm-up. This is a warm-up, judges.
You know, when I was 7 or 8 years old, my dad had a little red goose call, and I don't even know the manufacturer. I mean, this is an old resonant cavity, like an old Ken Martin. And I remember taking that call and running back behind the house. And you know, and every November, December, you know, you'd see the flights of Canada geese coming out of the north. And I would sit there and I'd call and call and call at them, and you know, and seeing that and those early age experiences is kind of what really got me into goose calling when I started calling it competitively.
I'll be honest with you, I sure did get tired of hearing a goose call and a duck call.
A friend of ours from Southern Illinois, he had given Kelly one of Tim Brown's Guide's best flutes. And Kelly come back, and of course, I can't blow a flute, never have been able to. And he come back and he's just blowing this thing like he's blowing it all his life. And so I think I called him. And I said, man, what did you do to my brother? He said, man, he said, he just picked up that thing and he's blowing it like he's been blowing it all of his life. Looking back in it, you know, that was the first, you know, time that you really kind of realized, okay, you know, he's good, you know, so.
After high school, I'd never forget, I went up to my mom and dad, and his 10 o'clock news was on, and they were there and fixing to go to bed, and I just said, Dad, you know, I know this is a crazy idea, but I want to be in the outdoor industry. If I can win a big calling contest, let's just say the world by chance, and maybe that people with these, you know, the president of these companies would know my name, and I go and I knock on their door, submit them a resume. If that can help me get a job in the outdoor industry, I'm going to try this, you know, I really am. And of course, they thought I was crazy, and that was in the spring of '97. And first year I went to the world was in '98. I think I come in, goodness, there was maybe the bottom 5. I was blowing a particular flute style call, a Tim Brown's Guide's best, and I was horrible.
And he came in so disgusted, Daddy, I'm not going back. I said, well, son, you can't ever win it if you don't try again. Well, he got out on our back porch. We had a movie camera at the time, and he'd set it up, start calling, and then go back and look at the video and listen to it. And just that went on for months. And he had to do it outside because my wife and I just couldn't put up with it on the inside as much as we are.
That summer I switched calls. I actually switched to another brand that Tim makes, a Super Mag.
And Kelly says, I think I'm gonna start blowing my Super Mag instead of my flute in calling contests. And I thought to myself, nah, a lot of other guys have been blowing these short reed style calls and hadn't done all that good. I mean, they've done okay, but not, you know, as good as the flutes. I mean, it's a flute world here.
I started doing flute style routines in a short reed style goose call. I took those techniques that helped me learning with a flute style and incorporated into a short reed and tuning that short reed call really hard to blow. So what the end result was, I felt like was a complete unique sound. And if I could do that and bring the speed into it that you can do with a short reed call, I may have something. So I went back home, man, and I drew even on a sheet of paper, I had note for note my routine.
He started doing that next year, and I mean just dominated, and it just totally changed the whole calling. Of course, then after that, the next few years, flutes totally went away. It was all short reed style calls. Everybody's copying that and copying him, and then it just, you know, went on from there.
From Union City, Tennessee, you are 1999 World Goose Calling Champion, Mr. Kelly Powers.
You know, I won the world by 17 points that year, which at that time was the largest margin ever won. But to have my dad and then Tim Grounds side by side there on the front row, man, it meant everything in the world to me.
I was there watching it and really proud, really proud.